Perfect.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Slime Boss here, and welcome back to the Thailand. Oh my
Hey,
god!
I got the
Why?
podcast name wrong last time, so I
Yeah.
can't judge you for that.
Okay. From the top. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Slime Boss here, and welcome back to the Fairy Fountain Podcast. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Hylian Hero. Hello, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing really good. How about yourself?
Uh, it's interesting lately. Yeah, just life is a
Yeah,
bitch. So
yeah, it tends to be that way.
anyway, before we get started with this episode, I wanted to give a quick shout out to the Crazy Cap Twitter account, the Discord. That if you want to join us on the show, link is in the description. And also, if you want to listen to us somewhere that's not YouTube, we are on Spotify, Google Play, and anywhere that you like to listen to podcasts. And all that, link in description as always. And without further ado, let's get started with this episode. So this month, we had two major things. Unless I'm forgetting something, we both agree that this is
Three,
it.
if you count the announcement that Nintendo was coming to E3, but besides that,
Yeah,
too.
I felt like we knew that anyway. But is there
Uh,
really an at E3 either? Like,
I mean, we knew that E3 was coming back this year, but
yeah.
I was backing the fact that nobody was going to hop on board with it and they were
Hmm.
all going to do their own things like last year. So I'll admit, when I
Yeah.
saw Nintendo and Microsoft right off the bat, I was kind of surprised.
Yeah. Oh wait, did Miitopia the demo come out last month, or was that the month before? I can't remember.
Was that last month? I think it was
Oh,
either late last month or early this month.
I don't remember talking about it in the last episode.
No, we didn't.
Okay, well, I guess we can talk about that then. So, Miitopia Demo, they announced it, they released it, and well, I fucking love it. If I
Really?
really, I'm surprised. Like this is just a 3DS game. They came out in 2017. It blew over because of the Switch, and I played the demo, and it's hilarious, dude. Like I can't wait to get the full game. In fact, I was more after playing the demo, I was more excited to get Miitopia than new Pokemon Snap. Like it is
Really?
so
Wow.
good. Like I spent maybe about 6 hours in the demo. Yeah,
Wow.
it was fun, and I streamed the whole thing. So
Nice, nice.
I assume
I
you're
didn't
not
get I didn't get to play the demo.
okay.
I played a few hours of it on the 3DS when it came out
Hmm.
there. I really liked it, but I it came out after the Switch came out, so I was
Yeah.
just unmotivated. But seeing what they've done with the Mii Maker, I'm absolutely
Oh
gonna pick it up
yes.
and
Hmm.
play it again.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm pretty
excited.
sure that all the Meme Maker features, unless we just don't know, are in the demo. So, and I think it
Mm.
comes out this week. So,
Yeah, it
as
actually
the at
comes
the
out
time
on
of recording
Friday.
this, yeah.
Yeah,
So I
I'm
don't know if
absolutely
there
picking
is
it up day
more
one.
tools in the main game, but the demo already has a shit ton, and like it was blown up on Twitter. Like what people are making, it's crazy.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot more possibilities for actual characters than in the 3DS version, so I'm
Hmm.
absolutely excited to just hop in with a bunch of Nintendo themed characters and have a
Yeah.
wacky story.
Yeah, I so I was like, oh, a Nintendo fan, and I think it was dressed up as Mario. I don't know if you know that. It's the amiibo character, the
Oh,
amiibo
gotcha.
NPC, and I
Yeah.
used my friend's me as Mario, and it's just like, yes, the Nintendo fangirl, and I'm like, yes, Mario, the Nintendo fangirl. It's like, okay, it's
Oh,
just
I love
wacky. It
it.
gets ridiculous, and I
Right.
like I have my cousin as the main antagonist, but also okay, you know what? I'm gonna just go full into this. So I have my cousin as the main antagonist, right? And then
Mhm.
you can get up to four party members in the demo. So I have me as the main character, right? The basic
Right.
shonen character. That's what I picture him as. And then you have my
Yeah.
cousin who's the villain. And then the first character that joins the battle is an alternate reality version of myself that has lost its
Okay.
memory. Okay, this is bullshit. but
I go for it.
but the problem is that the characters, what they end up doing, like in between times, like at the ends or whatever, it like
Yeah.
fits the narrative so perfectly. It's hilarious. So and then the third party member was a character that my sister came up named Jackie, and basically what happened was is that because the alternate reality version of myself, which is Slime JP, is what it's called, because that's my Japanese account. They basically they've formed like a brotherhood, like a fellowship, like they're very close friends, and then basically what I try to do is force the main character to like hook up with the first female party member, being Jackie, and so they got together. They're like in a relationship now, and then Slime JP one day was just like, hey, I want to hang out with Slime because I haven't hung out with him in a long time. So I put him in the other room with him, and they exchanged gifts or whatever. And Jackie appeared in the window and now thinks that Slime JP is gay for Slime. It's just this weird, crazy, wacky story. Not to mention that the fourth party member is actually the main villain in disguise. Yeah,
Oh my
I basically
gosh.
just added a duplicate character, and just the random RNG stuff that ends up happening ends up fitting the narrative so well. I don't
Right.
understand. I just made this up, and they're just doing or doing things that fit the
It's
narrative,
amazing.
and I don't know
Right.
how.
I hope that Miitopia does well, just so we can either get a port of Tomodachi Life from the 3DS
Yes,
or a brand new Tomodachi Life.
or I don't know, Switch Sports,
I think you're
maybe.
asking too much there.
Yeah. Well, I got really excited because I don't know if you know Nintendo Hero, but he did a video about like a dream potential Switch resort, and I was
I
like,
actually
that
saw that
sounds
video.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the open world, like all the sports and stuff. I just want to like, I don't even care if they port it. Like I just want to play Wii Sports again. Like I feel like the 51 Worldwide Classic was like a step there, but obviously it's
Yeah.
not it, and there's no me characters in it. So
I think it would just be so cool to have an open world, like Woohoo Island kind of thing. You walk around, you go to these certain places to play these certain
yeah,
sports. It would be
I'm.
great.
You kind of had it in Go Vacation, but I didn't even. I no one covered that, so I don't even know what it looks like. Go
I
Vacation.
was one of the few people that was so excited when Go Vacation
Really?
was announced for the Switch. I would just, on the Wii, just wander around the world. I would never play any of the
Hmm.
mini games, but the world was like so
Was that
interesting to me at
Woohoo?
the time. No, it was
Oh, it's
this
not.
random world that
Hmm.
had like these different, like four different resorts, each different themed. It was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. It's basically that, but me's and Woohoo
Exactly.
Island. Like that's all we need.
Just
Like,
do it, Nintendo.
yeah. I mean, we say that for a lot of things, and they don't do it. Even though it's literally like money. You
Yeah,
guys like money. Like it's the same thing with the Pokemon company. You guys like money, right? I mean, obviously, because you make stupid decisions for money. So just do things
it's
that people
true.
like, and you'll make more money. Like it's so like I mean, it's
Right.
not easy, but it's
Yeah.
it's there. The idea is there. You just need to do it.
But
Anyway,
they're making more than enough money on all the Wii U ports that we're still getting, and we're going to
what?
continue to get if the Wind Waker Twilight Princess rumors are
Yeah,
true.
but hey, I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition and Mario 3D World are enough to say that they clearly want to change their ideas on Wii U ports, and they put enough effort
Absolutely.
into it. The only anomaly there that happened in between that is Pikmin 4, so I don't know if the extra gameplay is enough to satisfy Bowser's Fury and whatever the Definitive Edition added. So I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, you played it, so I don't know if the new stuff is enough to compare to Bowser's Fury.
Mm, no, there was a little side mode with Olimar and Louie. It
Hmm.
was basically kind of like just mission mode. It wasn't like new story stuff.
Yeah.
It was fun, but the new difficulty modes really are what made it interesting for me. But
Yeah.
it's definitely nowhere near the tier of Bowser's Fury was,
Yeah.
or Future Connected for Xenoblade.
No features. That's the name of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, clearly Nintendo wants to do like these better ports, but I don't know. Well, I mean, how many games are left really? I mean, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, they're not even Wii U games. And
Yeah,
what else? I mean, Paper
I'm
Mario
looking over
Color
at my
Splash.
shelf. Nintendo Land, Star Fox Zero, Paper Mario Color Splash. That's about it.
I don't think they'll want to do as much as it hurts me to say. I don't think they want to do Color Splash,
They
even though
won't.
that game is decent. And
Yeah.
obviously, we just got Origami King, which is no
Yeah.
one hates it. Like as far as I can tell, they're like it's on the right track, Nintendo. Well, to the sticker star
It
haters,
was
but
so good, except the combat was the worst the series
yeah.
has ever
I'm
been.
scared to open it because I don't want to deal with the combat. I have a dumb, stinky, stupid, smooth brain, so I don't I don't think I can actually do the combat.
I would just tell you to avoid it at all costs. Like,
Hmm.
there's a lot of times you can just move around an opponent.
Well, I
It's
mean,
fine.
I'm also a completionist too, so I might need the
It doesn't
money.
really change your, it really doesn't
Really?
change much. You'll get money throughout the game otherwise. Like, boss battles will give you tons.
Oh, the
The
boss
mandatory
battles
ones
too are
give you
confusing.
tons. Oh yeah, they're bad. Well, they're enjoyable when you learn them, but
Yeah,
until you do, they're awful.
yeah. And then
But
the color splash battle system again, it was redundant, but it was a it was a battle system. I mean, there was
I
no
enjoy
XP, but
playing it
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. I mean, okay. The problem was is that I don't even think I technically finished it because I got to the final boss and I think I soft locked myself because I didn't have any
Oh,
cards or paint or something, and
mm,
I couldn't go back because I was locked in the final room. I
yeah,
at least that's what I remember. So I just like, oh, I beat it, I guess. So, and I think
close
the same
enough.
thing happened to the sticker star too, but I think my friend ended up beating it for me.
Sticker Star's final boss was bad. Like
I
it
liked
lasted
it
like
though.
45 minutes. If you
Really?
lost, you had to go, oh, it
Oh
was
yeah.
long.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, it has good music.
Ironically enough, I remember beating that game at like 5:30 in the morning, like
Oh my god.
before I had to go to school. I like finished it and then like just left the DS at home, went to school. It was
Dude,
so
I
good.
beat that game in like 24 hours. Okay, well, okay, so what happened was I bought it and then I
Mhm.
started it and then I went to like a school dance or something and I came back and then played it overnight and then the next day I continued again. My friend came over and then we played it together because I was struggling at some parts. And we
Mhm.
literally stayed up all night just to finish it. I mean, we had fun, but again, I finished it at like 5 in the morning.
So when I was 10 years old, I found a Nintendo Power at Walmart and I saw like the old screenshots of the Paper Mario that we didn't get with the
Oh,
partners and
yeah.
stuff.
Mhm.
I bought the 3DS just for
Just for
Paper
that.
Mario. So
Mm.
I was there launch day for it and made myself stop like every couple hours for the day and I was like, I'm savoring this as long as possible.
Yeah. And then the thing that like pains me a lot is because I like simplicity and like what's the word? Like consistency. So the
Yeah.
fact that they put the sticker star on 3DS, I was just like, are they ever gonna put one on Wii U or? And then obviously Color Splash came out, and then
Mhm.
again another thing, missed potential. Paper Jam. I feel like we always talk about this, but again, Paper Jam, huge missed potential there.
Paper Jam redeemed that E3 for me, frankly. And when it came out, I did enjoy it. The humor was
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
But the world was so generic. Paper Mario was cool in combat, but he didn't change all that
Yeah.
much.
I mean the trio attacks were pretty cool and an interesting
Oh
idea. I
yeah.
mean, we also had in the past we had the Baby Bros and Bowser, so this was like a new gimmick, especially because Dream Team didn't have. I guess it had the Luigi
And
Mary, but
I think Paper Mario would have been cooler if Partners in Time hadn't have happened because we've already
mhm,
had that four person battles
yeah,
and adding on Paper Mario and not Paper Luigi just seemed like a missed opportunity.
yeah. I mean, Paper Luigi is getting the short end of the stick anyway in the series.
Always.
Like he's just like hiding. At least
It's true.
they did a good job with him with an Origami King as
Oh
well.
yeah.
Because like I mean it's
His humor was
stupid,
so
but it was
good.
funny. Yeah.
It was hilarious.
I couldn't find the
Since
key. Oh no, it's in my
Since
cart.
the entire game. Exactly. It's great.
But I mean, honestly, if Paper Jam was on like the Wii U or Switch, I mean, obviously the Mario and Luigi games have never been on console. If it was on Wii U or Switch and that you can explore both of the worlds, I think that it would have been fine. But also, Bowser being the enemy for both Sticker Star, Color Splash, and Paper Jam was just like, ugh,
Yeah.
especially because Intasma was such a good enemy, and
Hmm.
same with, fucking Fawful is amazing. You can never go
Awful was
wrong with
great.
Fawful. But
No.
anyway, all right,
I hope they bring the series back someday. Now that
please.
Alpha Dream is dead.
There are some rumors going around right next to the DK 3D. I mean, we'll talk about this at a later date, but there's
Yeah.
rumors of a new Mario and Luigi and a 3D Donkey Kong. So,
That'd be cool. I'm hopeful.
all right. So next thing that happened is the indie world. I don't remember what was in it. To be frank,
Let me pull up an article real quick because I have no idea either.
I mean, if we don't remember, obviously nothing interests us. I mean, I watched
Okay,
it, but
so they announced a new Ollie Ollie game. I don't know if you've ever played the
I
series.
don't
I
even know what that
haven't.
is.
It's a skateboarding series that used to be on the
Mm.
3DS.
I want Pushmo.
He's so good. Yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't happened
Oh,
yet.
I remember when I first got my 3DS, like there was like not very many games to play at launch. So I
Mm.
got this game called Crush 3D, and apparently it's
I
like a
know that game.
port of like a PSP game. I
Oh,
was like I looked it up and I was like, what is this? I remember this game where you like have a like 3D environment and whatever, and I was it was bugging me for like weeks. I'm like, what this game was, and I found out it was
yeah.
like a PSP port. It's pretty cool, but I found out that I really like 3D puzzle games like Crush, like Pushmo, like Monument Valley, which by the way, I found out there's a sequel to, which is weird. I don't know if you heard of Monument Valley,
I have
but
not
those
personally.
those are really trippy. It's a mobile game, so I definitely recommend you check it out.
It's actually disappointing because looking through the list of the stuff that was announced, it was actually a pretty good indie world. Like
Really?
we got Oxenfree 2,
Hold on.
Fez was released for Switch.
Do you want to send me that link?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll pull it up on my other screen. Oh, that is not you.
There you go.
Okay.
I DM'd it to you.
Ollie Ollie Oxenfree. That's funny. Wait, what the hell?
But it was,
How? Okay, that has to be like a clickbait title. That's
I think it's just like Nintendo. Well, that's the thing, it's the Nintendo articles, so
oh, what the?
yeah.
Okay, let's see. Road 96 looked interesting. I think a lot of people were talking about that.
Hmm.
Um, Oxenfree, never heard of it.
I heard it was the first one was good. I never played it.
Uh, I think a lot of people. Oh, Fez, that's a big one.
Absolutely.
There is no game. Turtles, which again we knew about though. Um,
House of the Dead remake. I never played it, but I saw people were
I
excited about
remember
it.
people they're like, "What the fuck is this?" It like looked like a PS2 game.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean it's a pretty decent one, but I mean nothing that sticks out. I mean I probably will pick up Teenage or the Turtles game. I think a lot of people are just waiting for Silk Song to be honest.
E3. It's got to be E3, right?
Ugh, I don't know.
Like, I don't think it'll
Wait,
release
is
during
it a
E3, but I
s-
think we'll finally see it.
is it a timed didn't they is it like a time switch exclusive or something?
I think so, but we haven't heard anything about it since E3 2019.
Yeah,
So
I mean
who knows?
I only got into it because of my friend Nintendo. You probably know him, but
No, no.
whatever.
I'm not sure if I do. That, yeah.
He's on Twitter. But
Gotcha.
and then I bought Hollow Knight because of him, and I have not gone back to it because that game is overwhelming.
Yeah, I played about 5 hours of it and I kind of got lost and I
Yeah,
just put it down and didn't go back.
I got lost. Too. Like it was in like the first area. I'm like, what is going on? Like
I
there's
made it to
no.
like the third area,
Hmm.
but yeah, it gets
Oh, I
overwhelming.
did get to the first boss, but I didn't beat it. I just kept dying over and over again.
God, if you think the first boss is bad, just get to the second one.
I bet you there's some kind of super boss in there too. It seems like
Oh
one of
yeah.
those games, like a Kingdom
I don't
Hearts
know.
level
I
bullshit.
may, if I'm not busy with my backlog, but knowing Nintendo's 21 potential lineup, I'm gonna be busy.
And
I may go back to it.
yeah, I feel like I've said this before on here. I always just buy like a shit ton of games, and like every once in a while, like I'll go
Yeah.
back to it. Like Celeste is something that I'm slowly chipping away at. I got
Mhm.
to the hotel level, I think, so far, and we're working on B. Me and my friend are working on B sides, but we
Celeste
work
is
on it
so
like at
good.
like once a year. But I know how
Mm.
good it is. Like first of all, if you know Minecraft music, Pigstep made
Mm.
same girl made the Celeste music, Lena Rain, I
Oh, that's
think.
cool.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's I mean the music is amazing. This I mean I don't really know like the small beats of the story, but I know it's like about anxiety and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it
Um,
gets really deep towards the end.
and apparently at the very end, like the free update or something, it was
Mm.
they found out that she's what's her name again? Madeline's like trans, right?
Madeline.
So there's a
I
lot
don't
of
recall specifically, but that sounds right.
they didn't say it, but there's like a flag in a room or something, so people like
Mm.
assumed. So
Speculation, yeah.
yeah,
Yep, it was a pretty good indie world. We saw it coming. I actually thought it was pretty funny. I teased it the night before because
uh,
I'll admit I did hear that it was coming. The announcement was coming the
yeah.
next morning, and people were like, "No way!" I thought it
I
was
wasn't
funny.
as excited for this one because like
Oh, me neither.
I think the three games that I was looking forward to like in recent times are Silk Song, but I mean I don't know about getting it, but Silk Song,
Yeah,
Among Us, and Fall Guys were like the three major indie games that I was looking for, and most of them have been released already or announced at least.
I just I just want the Cuphead DLC.
Oh yeah,
That's all I want.
I don't think that's happening anymore, as far as I've heard.
It is. It's just been
Okay,
constantly delayed.
I heard that it's gonna be they're just gonna make it into a sequel, but I don't know.
They're just taking a really long time. They're actually that's why we haven't gotten a physical version of Cuphead on the Switch because they're waiting for the
Mm,
DLC.
yeah,
So
I forgot
hopefully this
Omori.
year.
Omori is a great indie game that they could put. I mean, it just came out, and I think they said it might be coming, but
Mm,
that that's a damn good game. You need to check that out if you haven't.
I'll have
It's
to. I haven't.
amazing. It's like an Undertale Earthbound game, but it's
Gotcha.
amazing. Anyway, anything else you want to say? Oh,
Not really.
what's that
What's up?
bird skater game? That
I
was
know
announced in
which
a
one you're
direct?
talking about.
I
I
was
know which
so
one you're talking
excited
about. I
for
don't
that
remember the
game.
name. It's coming out some point later this year. I think it got delayed or something.
Yeah. All right, so the last thing on the list today, and we're only going on 21 minutes. It feels like a long time, but
Uh, yeah, right.
I guess I'm just too excited this episode. I'm a little giddy right now. Um, New Pokemon Snap. You just
Did you pick
that
it up?
nod. Yes, I did.
Well, I was like, what
Yeah.
are we doing?
So I, for me personally, I tried it. I got my fill. I think. I'm watching a Let's Play though.
Mm,
Psycho plays. He's doing everything because he always does everything with new Pokemon
right.
games. But I it's not my cup of tea. It's too slow.
That's fair.
And I don't really take like I would see if you're like I mean especially in this day and age like selfies are all the rage and so people are like even though you're not like a photography major like you know how to take pictures so this might be the game for you. But what I can say about it is that it's gorgeous. It's a fucking beautiful
Absolutely.
game, especially for Pokemon standards. Like I saw the coral level, and I'm just like, this is Pokemon. Like
Right.
it is so colorful, and the only thing I can say is, Game Freak, don't let Ilka make any more games. I don't know who they are, but have Bandai Namco make your next game. Seriously, like I Pokken looked good, but it was too like high action that you can't really look at it. But this game, you have to take your time and go slow. And I think you need to have good graphics for that, especially if you're like you have to be taking stuff in. But they did do a good job. It's beautiful.
Both Pokken and new Pokemon Snap really give me the impression that Bandai Namco cares about Pokemon more
Yeah,
than the Pokemon Company.
yeah. And
Unfortunately.
I think it's because if you don't know if you go to like the Pokemon Company's website, they aren't about
Mm,
like just making games anymore. They're about making. I think their overall goal is world domination. No, but they're trying to like put like without Pokemon as the context, digital world meeting the real world. So I think
yeah.
most of Pokemon efforts are going into like Pokemon Go and
Yeah.
like maybe Nintendo World if that may be the case if there's something they're looking into. So I think they're trying to put their hands off the games and more leaning towards the future of Pokemon as a thing because it's like one of the biggest grossing franchises in the world.
It is the biggest grossing.
Yeah, I was gonna say next to Disney, but they're basically rivals at this point.
Yeah, I'd imagine Disney's bigger, but
Yeah,
Pokemon is insane.
yeah, especially in recent years too because of Pokemon Go.
Can you believe it's been almost 5 years since Pokemon Go came out?
Why do you trying to make me feel old? I'm
You're
only
old.
19. Come on.
Oh, come on. I've got a couple years on you and I feel extremely old.
Like, oh God, 3D Land. Jeez, that's like one of my favorite games, and that's like what 2011 or 2013. 13. Like Jesus.
Uh,
Anyway,
side tangent though, like when 3D Land first came out, I remember that it was like a month between that and Mario Kart 7,
mhm,
and I was like, you can only play like a couple levels a day because you need to make this last until Kart comes out.
yeah.
Beat
But
it in a
that game
week.
is long, surprisingly.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's like a lot of. I mean, they do rehash levels, but personally, I think that's fun. Um,
Yeah,
I don't know about
absolutely.
the mainstream Mario fan base, but I
It
mean, I
was
think they were upset by it in 3D World when it first came out, if I remember correctly, because of the rehash levels,
yeah.
even though it wasn't 3D. I don't know. Anyway, uh,
3D World was equally as long, but it didn't really feel like it.
oh, it felt way longer to me. Like, I mean, because I died a lot. I
Really.
yeah,
I
3D Land is a breeze. Like, it is one of those games I can take out in like 2 days, and I do it
oh
every
same.
year. So, but
Mhm.
3D World is something. Obviously, I'm not even done with 3D World yet. Like, I still have
I
to
don't know
beat all
with
the levels with every character, and then I still haven't beaten
yeah.
Champions Road. I did complete it on Wii U, like literally a day before Bowser's Fury came out, and then, well, I guess Bowser's Fury too. I beat that in like a day, even but
Yeah.
that's just a short experience. But anyway,
3D World, it feels like whenever I start up a new playthrough, I'm start the game and a couple hours later I'm like halfway through world 5 or 6.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely, I mean, you could probably get done with like the main story, but if you want to do everything, it's definitely like four
That's
times
true.
longer than 3D Land.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
wait, what were we talking about? Oh, Pokemon.
Back to Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, world domination.
Yeah.
They in Generation 8 or 7, I'm not sure, but they got rid of creatures. I don't
Mm,
know what creatures did like during that time. I know they worked on a couple of games with Game Freak before, but I don't really know who
right.
creatures are anymore unless they just completely dissolved into Pokemon. Because
I'm
technically,
not sure.
technically as far as I know, Game Freak and Pokemon are still separate entities. Technically, on a
Yeah,
technical level, they are separate
I
entities.
believe
So
so.
I mean, I don't really know what's going on there. I think the Pokemon Company is just like the rights holder, I guess, of Pokemon,
Mhm.
and they just sort of make the corporate decisions, and then
Right.
Game Freak is the one that make the game, but which is weird because they're not really making games. They're handing it off to Ilka. They're handing it off to Bandai Namco.
And yeah.
I don't know. I'm hoping that Arceus is a tell that they're trying to move into a new generation of Pokemon. Like, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Like a whole new thing for Pokemon. And I hope
I
Legend
hope
Arceus is what that is going to
I
represent.
hope when we see it again in a couple weeks, because obviously Pokemon's gonna have a
Hmm.
presence before E3. I hope
Yep.
the frame rate improves because it did not look good at
Oh,
all in February.
I think Zippo or Central Pokemon League said it was a build from December, which
I hope
means
so.
that it's been a really long time since then. So,
Because they said it was coming out early 2022, and I'm assuming that's like January through maybe
mhm,
March or April, so
yeah.
around the fiscal year.
And I mean,
If it looked like that in February, I'd be very concerned.
yeah. I mean, the game didn't look too bad. I mean, the environment was pretty cool looking. I just like that one Chingling. Like, that was just funny. I kind of hope, I want them just to leave that Chingling in the game, that one Chingling. But everything else has to look good. I mean,
Right.
but the problem is that I look at new Pokemon Snap, and again, back to new Pokemon Snap, and it looks how good that looks.
Right.
I want to walk around in that world. I want to do
You will
dodge rolls
absolutely
in
be
that
able
world.
to in Gen 16.
Are we even getting a Gen 16? Like, I don't even know if we're getting a
Yeah,
Gen
sure.
9. I don't know.
We're gonna get Gen 16 in November of 2053,
Again,
somewhere around there.
Pokemon Company is doing a lot of things different right now. So I don't,
That's
well,
true.
like, we don't know what's going on with Gen 9. I mean, I don't care about Gen 9 right now. I care about Arceus. But in general, it seems like they're trying to do something new. And I think that I'm okay with that. The only thing I do say is that Game Freak, you better have two things. One, another Let's Go game. And two, a remake eventually, not right now. Eventually, I mean, obviously not right now. Eventually, a remake of X and Y. You have to. It is a requirement.
We've got to get through Black and White first.
No, skip that.
Patience.
No, no, but
But
it's just more
I'm
of like before I die, I want to see X and Y in HD.
It'll
Like,
happen.
yeah.
The way I see it is Let's Go Arceus is more, I don't want to say a
Let's go,
spin-off, but
Archie.
it's definitely more in a spin-off way. I
Yeah.
definitely think they're working on Gen 9. We'll probably see that
It feels like
2023.
a Coliseum type experimental thing. But
Exactly.
again, but Coliseum, I don't like to say that because Coliseum was also made by someone else. I don't know who,
Mhm.
but I think it's by a no name company.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
again,
But
it
we'll
was made
see.
by someone else.
Unless this completely blows up and for some reason the Pokemon Company does not want to keep going with the generations, which I think they will.
Hmm.
It's an easy way to introduce new Pokemon.
Yeah.
They'll keep going. We're gonna get one more generation before the Switch sunsets. It'll be
Do you think
business as
that
usual.
the next generation will be like Legends Arceus, except in a whole new world or a
No.
whole new re?
I think
No, we're gonna go
I
back.
think it'll be a pretty improved version of Sword and Shield. It'll run a lot better. It'll look a lot nicer. I hope they improve the art style, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a jump that quickly.
I mean, technically, if
Gen 10, I don't think Gen 9.
I mean technically, like Legends Arceus is also like a whole new world because like it just looks like Sinnoh. It's just like the
Mhm.
outline of Sinnoh. It's not like everything in the in
Exactly.
between isn't. So
It's
I don't
so
know.
far before what we saw in Gen 1 that
Hmm.
it's different. But
Yeah,
I don't think Gen 9 is going to look that crazy. I think it'll be like somewhere in between Sword and Shield and that, but I would not expect that much of a leap,
yeah.
especially after what they did with Sword and Shield.
Hmm. My only problem is that a lot of people say in order for Pokemon to be good again, it has to have a complete change, and
Not
I
necessarily.
just don't know what they could possibly change because personally, I'm excited for Generation 4. I'm excited for the Diamond and Pearl remix because one, I've never played it before, and two,
Mhm.
it's a classic. It's a traditional classic Pokemon experience, and that's what
Exactly.
I that there's a difference between Gen 7, Gen 8, and Gen 6 and below. Gen 6 and below is
Right.
like a classic feeling to me. Like even Gen 6, like that is a classic feeling for me. And everything past that is like this new Pokemon, this new like I don't know. It's
I
I
get you.
there's two different Pokemons to me, if that makes sense.
I get it. But hopefully, let's go. Arceus gives Game Freak some motivation to improve the core series.
Hmm. I mean, I feel like they tried to change something with Sword and Shield, and then they just gave up. I don't like. They're like, oh yeah, we have these big ideas, and then they're just like I don't know what happened. Like I
I
like
want to
Sword and
give
Shield, but like it just like I don't know. It feels like they tried
I
something and
want to
then
give I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, of course. But I think they started working on the Switch. They had all these ideas and realized halfway through development, oh, this still looks like a 3DS game. Let's
hmm
improve it a little bit.
hmm
And that's how we ended up with what we got.
and then you can even see it in like there's a lot of like things that were in Sword and Shield that were in the Ultra games, not even like the base game Sun and Moon. Like there's a lot of like things that were parodied with the Ultra games, and there was
Yeah.
this one area that kind of looked like a wild area in Sun and Moon too. I don't remember what it was. It's like a big open field, but again, I feel like Generation 8 was supposed to be like a transitional period, and then or Generation
Exactly.
7 was supposed to be a transitional period, and then Generation 8 was supposed to be that big next thing, and then Game Freak was like, oh, whoops, we made another 3DS game. Oh well. And then
Yeah.
this next generation is where they're going to be like, okay, this is your console Pokemon game. This is it right here.
Yeah. I didn't play the DLC, but I heard that it was a pretty
Oh yeah.
good improvement from the base game.
I mean, it
So
looks
there's
good.
potential.
Yeah, I mean, the graphics are basically the same, but it looks good. The it's just basically one big wild area. Although I didn't really like the max raid battles because I don't really like the raid battle or sorry, the cave or whatever. I don't know what it's called.
Mhm.
But I didn't really like the max raid battles, and the fact that you had to do them for legendaries was kind of like weird to me. I think
I get that.
probably the best rendition of like past legendaries probably had to be Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. But the
Mhm.
only problem with that was that it's just like the 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 day night system, and then you have to play on a certain day or whatever. But I
Yeah.
just wish that if they're gonna like make, I mean, they have too many legendaries, but uh, I want to have like those classic experiences. I mean, they did that in Crown Tundra, I think Crown
Mhm.
Tundra, where you actually have to do something for these legendaries. You have to figure out their lore, their secrets. Like probably the best example of that. I mean, let alone what's it? Giratina. Giratina was fun.
Mm,
Or from what I've seen because I haven't played it. But the best example of like a hidden secret legendary that you feel satisfying or it's gratifying to find was,
mm.
I believe, one of the Reggies in Ruby and Sapphire, where you had to have like a Whale Lord and a Relicanth in your party, and you had to do Rock Smash on like a specific block. I mean, it's a little cryptic, but it's part of the charm.
Right.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but
It's I play Pokemon games every generation. I play a
yeah,
few hours of each one. I drop it, so
yeah.
half understood, half gibberish.
And I don't know what's more sad, like randomly going in a cave in Kalos and finding Mewtwo. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, didn't we capture you in Generation One? Like, who are you?
Right.
And then or in Generation Eight, or Generation Seven for that matter, where you just go into like an ultra wormhole and all the legendaries are there.
Yeah.
I don't know what's worse, but
Right.
I don't know. And then even add sustenance to the post game because like X and Y didn't really have that beefy of a post game. I don't really know about Sun and Moon. And I
Mm,
mean, the only reason why Sword and Shield has a beefy post game is because of the DLC that you have to pay extra for. So I just want
exactly.
like there has to be at least a little bit more to do at the end of the game, and whether that's legendaries or secret storylines or whatever, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion.
Hopefully they put more effort into Gen 9 whenever it comes out. I imagine it's 2 years out.
Yeah.
So plenty of time for them to make a proper game.
Hmm.
But back to Pokemon Snap, 'cause we
Okay.
just got
Sorry,
completely off the
I
rip.
didn't. You
No,
didn't
you're
even get
good.
your opinion on it. I didn't. I just completely.
I I picked it up. I played so far like 2.5 hours. I've gotten a couple missions into the second area.
Hmm.
It's pretty. It's
Hmm.
enjoyable, but I do completely agree it is so slow.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I expected because it is Pokemon Snap.
Yeah. That's like
But
the point of it.
every time you finish a mission, you've got to go back to the lab. The professor's got to talk to you about new things. And I'm like, okay. And then you got to go back to the same area day or night. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, the changes are cool, but I don't know. Like,
I
the
mean, there is
Pokemon
a
are cool. I
speed up
enjoy taking the
feature.
pictures.
There is a speed up
Yeah,
feature, but it's not until like post game. Like really.
exactly. So
I
it's
mean,
enjoyable. I'm
mhm.
having a good time with it.
And
But
even then, spoilers. By the way, I don't know if you know this or anyone. So,
no, you're good.
um,
Spoilers.
Todd Snap appears, the main character of the
Oh, I knew
original
about
game,
that. Yeah,
and
he's shown
it
up
is
already for me.
so. Wait, what?
He's shown up for me
Oh,
already.
okay. I was gonna say, I did. Okay, okay, never mind. I don't know
He
what I was
shows up
like.
pretty early.
Yeah,
No, you're good.
but again, one, he shows up pretty early. Two, who the fuck is this Phil kid? And second of all, and third of all, it's just so anticlimactic. Like this is supposed to be the Pokemon Snap's big triumphant return. If Todd Snap is in the game, he has to have a big reveal. In my personal
No,
opinion,
he just
he
walks
just
right up.
he's just like, hey, I know you, Mister Mirror, dude. Like, first of all, Professor Mirror, you're not a tree. Why are you not a tree?
Right.
Anyway, and I guess it's cool like to have a little bit of continuity, like with Todd Snap and how he was in that. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, I didn't grow up with Pokemon Snap, so when I was rewatching, I was like, oh hey, Todd Snap's in the anime. Like that was like pretty cool to see because like it's just like if randomly I don't know, Rui from Coliseum showed up for some reason in the anime or something.
Right.
I don't know if you probably have no idea who that is, but
I no idea. No, I know about
anyway,
the Coliseum game. Don't know. I've never played it.
or the main character from Battle Revolution. Who played Battle
I just
Revolution?
I just feel like such a hypocrite because even since the Wii U days, I've been championing a Pokemon Snap
Yeah.
sequel. And now that it's here, I did buy it day one. I was there. I'm not saying I'm disappointed because I knew what I was getting into, but I think I got a little overhyped for it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I didn't play the original game, so I don't know the comparison, but it's a new Pokemon Snap game, literally. Um,
Yeah.
and did it satisfy the craving?
I I don't didn't have much of a craving. It's good. And I will play it to the end, mainly because besides Miitopia, the year has
Yeah.
been pretty slow until Mario Golf.
Yeah. Hmm.
But it's fun. Just it's not something I can play in large chunks just because it gets repetitive. I don't want to say stale, but it gets repetitive really
Yeah.
quickly.
And I mean, that's just sort of the nature of Pokemon Snap anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's probably one of the main reasons they didn't make a sequel was because one, I don't think it sold well originally, and
No, it
two,
didn't, to my knowledge.
they're like, though there's like two reasons why they didn't want to make a Pokemon Snap. One, because cameras are super accessible nowadays, and two,
Yeah.
because well, the gameplay is slow, and I don't think, I mean, literally, I didn't think I was gonna end up having it myself, but short attention span is a real disease, you know.
It really is.
And I didn't expect myself to get it because I love getting sunk into games, but lately
Mhm.
I'm just like, I get bored like this. I'd rather play a
If,
Apex or a Fortnite.
if looking at gorgeous Pokemon and taking pictures of them and trying to improve them is your thing, you will enjoy this game. But
Hmm.
if you have a short attention span, if you don't think the gameplay is for you, don't buy it.
Yeah,
It's not, it's $60. It's not worth
yeah.
$60 in my opinion.
And I'm watching a Let's Play. I played like the first 15 minutes of it, and I'm watching a Let's Play, and I'm still intrigued, but I'd
Yeah.
rather watch someone do it than play it myself.
And the farther on you get, the more interesting Pokemon you see, the
Yeah,
more stuff that you actually have at your disposal to get their attention. But especially the opening hour or so, it's a
yeah,
slog.
yeah. And I think I don't know who. I think I was talking to you or someone. I'm like, they're like, I don't know what you asked or what they asked, and I'm like, there's a lot of tutorials, and you're just like, ugh. I don't know if it was you
Yeah,
or someone.
I think it was. Sounds like something we've discussed.
Like as soon as I said tutorials, you're just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Anyway,
If I knew the characters, if I cared about the characters, maybe I'd be more open to the tutorial, but it kind of felt like just explaining the obvious.
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess maybe in the future we can just add a camera feature to main series if
That'd
we
be
really
so
want.
cool.
Yeah,
Add a snapshot mode.
yeah. It's that. I mean, every game has this for some reason nowadays. So
If they don't add one to Breath of the Wild 2, I'm going to be severely disappointed.
did they not have one in the first one?
It had a camera function, but it was really minimal,
Mm,
especially compared to Odyssey that launched the same exact year.
yeah. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 had it. I think it was very similar.
Every game has it these
Yeah,
days,
it's so weird, but
right?
like I mean, I think even Generation 7 had it, but it was very limited. Like you can only do it in like these holes. And it was
Yeah, I know what
basically
you're
mini
talking about.
Pokemon Snap. It was literally like except it wasn't on rails.
Right,
So, I mean,
exactly.
if you just add it as like a core feature, I don't think people would I mean, beg for it as
No,
much,
not at
but
all.
I think what we and Game Freak should take from this at the end of the day is one, we asked for a new Pokemon Snap, we got it. I think we're good. I think that's it. No more
It's
Pokemon
selling
Snap.
very well, so
Yeah.
people are going out and buying it. But will it warrant another sequel?
No.
I don't think so.
And it seems more like a feature than a game to me. So again,
Yeah,
like I
get
said,
that.
and the fact that it looks so good doesn't really look well on Game Freak.
No, it does not. But I am happy that Game Freak did finally listen to the fan base and gave
Hmm.
them what they wanted.
They're like, here, this is what you wanted, right? Right?
I
And they're
think
just
that's
like,
the coolest part of this
yeah,
whole thing.
yeah, for sure. So I don't know if we're seeing a new Game Freak or just maybe just a new reform of the Pokemon
They're
company.
throwing us a rare bone like video game companies like to
Yeah,
do every few years.
yeah. Again, I feel like Nintendo and Pokemon are like the most mysterious companies in the world. Like I mean, sometimes they're predictable, but sometimes they're just like it's
Exactly.
like
I know
why
exactly what you mean.
sometimes. And then like Sony, I mean, Sony is, I mean, sometimes they're not transparent, but sometimes they're like absolute asses. But
Yeah.
it seems like they actually hear us and listen because the PlayStation Store is an example. And if they don't want to do what we want, they'll tell us. They'll say, "Fuck you, we're not doing that." Like at least they're honest about
Nintendo
it.
Nintendo and Game Freak do listen to us, but it takes them a lot longer to respond.
Yeah,
With something
for sure.
like Sony closing down the stores, Microsoft trying to charge more for Xbox Live like they tried to, I think it was late last year, people respond and we get responses back
Did they
within
actually
the
do
same
that though? I
week.
thought it was like an accident.
No, they actually did want to
Oh
raise the
shit.
prices, and then everyone caused the shitstorm.
Oh
And
yeah, no, that's not
I
gonna
think it
fly.
was the same. It was like the same day they came back and like, okay, we hear you. We're not going to do that.
Yeah. I mean, if Nintendo fans don't want to spend $20 for their online subscription, I don't think Xbox Live is any more worth it. Like, I mean,
Here's
wait, what else does Xbox Live give you? I mean, it's just online, right?
uh online and you get like 2 or 3 free games a month, but since Game Pass
Yeah,
has
Game
started
Pass
to
is.
pick up traction, the games have just gotten so much worse.
I mean, they might as well just say to hell with Xbox Live. You get Game Pass and you get online. Like, it's
They're
just.
trying to push Game Pass Ultimate, which is a combination of Xbox Live and Game Pass. It's like I think 15-20 bucks a month. And
Mm,
that's what was going on last year. They were trying to do away with the $60 Xbox Live subscription and just
yeah.
Game Pass Ultimate.
What? Okay. Since we're on the topic, what do you think about Switch Online?
I right now I think for $20 a year you get all the NES games, all the SNES games, Tetris and Pac-Man. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
But now that they're only dropping games like every 3-4 months, and most of the time they're disappointing besides maybe one, it's severely disappointing. I hope they add N64, Game Boy, or something soon.
The
We
only
need it.
problem is that in well, one on the Switch, and two, every console before that it's been free, and I think that's sort of like backlash for most people. And I think because
Absolutely.
of that, Nintendo's like, okay, we have to give them something. So they gave us NES games, and then they gave us SNES games, and now I think they just either they don't care anymore or they're planning something, a big change to NSO.
Now that
So
we're 4 years into the Switch, I am still very much angered by the fact that we do not have Virtual Console or something
yeah,
of it. Like,
I
I
don't
appreciate
understand
that we
why they're
can
separate apps either. Like it could just be
exactly.
one.
I appreciate getting all these NES and SNES games for $20 a year. It's great. I don't want those. Frankly, I want the N64. I want stuff like that. I want
Yeah.
to be able to pay 10-20 bucks a
What?
game. I don't care. I just give me these games that I want from these series that you will not remake or port.
What? You don't
Let
want to
me
play
pay for
Fire
them.
and Ice?
No.
I've never even heard of any of
They
these
haven't even
games.
brought Earthbound to the system yet.
Oh my god.
It took them like 6-9 months or something like that to get
Okay.
the DK trilogy in.
How about Earthbound Beginnings? It's now exclusive to the Wii U. Like,
Right.
why? I mean,
You
granted, we
want to
didn't
play
get it for
Panel de
years,
Pon?
but okay,
I was joking.
that.
I know.
I don't personally like Panel de Pon, but okay. Where's my Pokemon Tetris Attack? Or is that what it is? I don't know what it's
Right.
called.
I
But
think so.
I
But
didn't
no,
play these games, but again, there are these iconic titles that are somehow not on it. So
I have a little bit of a vendetta against the online service just because it is what killed Virtual Console.
yeah,
Like, I was totally willing, I was extremely excited to pay all this extra money to Nintendo for portable hybrid N64 if we
hmm
ever got them GameCube, Wii, all that stuff. But no, let's have some more NES games and a year
yeah.
later add SNES.
I
I
mean,
wasn't excited.
yeah. Uh, again, one whiplash. Two, I just feel like the features that are given to us are like things that are not there, are like no brainers. Like why? Like they're trying to
Yeah.
go do all these roundabout ways of doing it, and I think that's just because Nintendo. I mean, I don't know if you heard this, but the online system is running on Windows XP still, or it
Yep.
was.
They're
They
in the
changed it.
process of changing it, but yes,
Like
it's
I, I
ridiculous.
don't know if Nintendo just doesn't understand or they don't care enough because they're more about single player experiences
They
or
have
whatnot.
this they have this great console and they just do not want to be progressive.
Yeah,
I mean, we're 4 years in. We have no way of voice chat outside of the mobile
yeah.
app.
I mean, no one
We have
uses
no
Xbox parties
themes.
anymore,
They
but
could they can make so much money with themes.
mhm.
I don't even
Oh,
care about
invites.
folders. Not folders. Invites. We
We
have
we
those, but
we
they're
have
so
those. Yeah.
underutilized.
I mean, Mario Party has it. Oh wait, Mario Party got an
Finally.
update. For what? How many? 3 years later?
3 years almost, yeah.
Why? And then especially because we're getting rumors about Mario Party 2. Like, what the
We'll
fuck?
discuss that in
Why?
a whole separate thing,
Why?
but
Yeah, but
yeah,
why?
right.
I just don't understand. Like, if you're gonna do it all at once, or I don't know. The only
Yeah,
problem is that again, Nintendo isn't transparent, so I don't know like if they would tell us like why these things are the way they are, because and then they get mad at us for complaining. Like remember Sakurai,
exactly.
he was getting mad at us
Oh
for
yeah.
complaining, but we don't understand what goes on the other side. You know, sometimes there's some indie developers that get hyped for Smash announcements, and they understand okay, it takes time to develop stuff, but us common folk, we don't understand what goes on behind the scenes. We don't know how stressful it really is. I mean, obviously, we sometimes see that Sakurai goes to the ER or whatever, but again, if you say either one, it can't happen, or two, we don't want it to happen, I don't care if you say we don't want it to happen or fuck you. Tell us or
Right,
make us
exactly.
understand. Like, I mean, again, we aren't owed anything, but if you don't want us to do something or complain, then tell us, you know? Like,
Right.
it's just that's just my opinion, but I'm having
It's
trouble
uh,
grasping
I just
that.
don't get it. When Nintendo has the best systems, they seem to be the most just weird about their
Yeah.
system architecture. I don't get
Hmm.
it.
Like, okay, I understand the Iwata quote, graphics don't matter. I still play 3DS, like I don't care. But
Yeah,
it's not about the graphics, it's just about being in the modern age.
exactly.
Like just simplicity. And I guess a lot of people don't like that either. Like they're complaining about Discord, they're complaining about Firefox logos, whatever, but
Right.
just I don't know. I don't know.
I get where you're coming from. It sucks.
I mean, I'm okay with what we have right now. I'm not complaining. $20 was it a year or a month? I don't remember.
Yeah, $20 a year.
It's no nothing off my wallet. It's not a big
Exactly.
deal, but I just expect more of them because I don't know. It seems like the 3DS has more going for it than the Switch. I mean, it's
I wouldn't
games
go
no,
that
but
far, but I see
like
what you mean.
I mean, in the latter half of the 3DS's life cycle, that we got some pretty crazy cool things, and then the fact that they're just not on the Switch. Okay, example folders. Folders have been on Nintendo consoles since what?
All right.
DSi? Like I don't like again,
Mm,
it's not even about being progressive either. It's just about things that we've had for years. Why are they not
exactly.
here?
Yeah, exactly. It's I hopefully they come in the next couple years, maybe with the Switch Pro. I doubt it,
Yeah.
but we still have, I want to say, 2.5, 3 more years left with the Switch before we get the successor. Anything could happen.
Also, something I noticed is that I know the Xbox Series consoles are not a new console.
Yeah. They're
I
stronger, yes.
yeah, it's literally the Xbox One X2. Like,
Why do you think they call them a series? They don't want to make a new console
yeah,
anymore.
okay,
They
yeah,
just
I
want to make
understand that, but
yeah.
I just I don't know. It just like with the Switch, if the Switch is so successful and it's so perfect in my opinion, or close to being perfect in my opinion, that the only thing that you would need to change is maybe some simple UI fixes that you can do in updates and things like that. So I think that it's good for Nintendo to go the Xbox route, but Xbox themselves, they didn't need to make the series, or they could have just been blunt about it.
We're
And
heading towards a future where only one box from from all three or one combined
mhm,
box is going to be a thing. Everything's going to be digital. I think Xbox is future proofing themselves as well as just realizing that xCloud is going to be their
yeah.
future. Someday they might not even have a console just because xCloud may be on absolutely everything.
See,
They're
and
trying something new.
the future I imagine is that Nintendo is about single player experiences, and
Yeah,
PlayStation. Well, it seems like PlayStation's the leader in graphics right now. I don't know like the comparison in specs. It seems like they're pretty like menial. So it seems like Xbox is going to be pro stream. PlayStation is going to be about that classic physical game, and Nintendo's going to
yeah,
be about that portable experience. And we're still going to have the big
exactly.
three, but it's going to be they're not going to be rivals. They're all going to have their own
And it's
ways of
been that
going
way
about games.
for a while now. They're
Yeah.
all going their own directions. Nintendo wants the gameplay, Sony wants the story, Xbox is trying to be the front runner in the streaming, in the accessibility, all
Hmm.
that stuff.
And
They have their own focuses.
it's really funny how isn't Sony the only one that's worried about the rivalry? Xbox just doesn't care.
Yeah,
Nintendo
absolutely.
doesn't care,
Xbox and
and yet
Nintendo are
they're winning
friends.
too. They're still winning this generation.
Microsoft has brought numerous games to the Switch. We
Hmm.
have two Microsoft characters in Smash Bros.
Yeah.
They don't care about the rivalry. It's
Stop.
Sony.
You did it again. Do not call my boy Steve a Microsoft character. I don't care if he is or isn't. He's not a Microsoft character.
Yes, when he was created, he was not a Microsoft character, but that buyout happened 7 or 8 years ago at this point.
They didn't
He's a
buy.
Microsoft character.
Mojang Studios still exists. I don't care.
I'm not getting into this because I don't really care about Minecraft, so I'll let you have this
Okay,
one.
Banjo. Okay, Banjo is not a Microsoft character either. It's
Yes,
owned by
I hate.
Microsoft,
Look,
but it's a Rare
Microsoft
rep.
owns Rare. Rare does nothing with Banjo. Banjo is being used more by Microsoft than Rare. I'm calling Banjo a Microsoft character.
Uh, I mean, even like with Minecraft too, like the developers are like the same people. Like Microsoft said, or I guess Notch just sold the company, and I guess no Mojang just still did the same thing that they always did, separate from Microsoft.
Yeah.
That's like a very specific case.
So
I don't know
yes,
what Rare's
it is
doing.
a Mojang. Rare's still doing Sea of Thieves. I think they've got a new
Like
title coming out. I don't
what?
remember.
Okay, and granted, too, this is not the Rare. This is not Banjo Rare. This is a new Rare. This is completely different. Like,
This is a Rare I don't care about.
yeah. So if we keep begging Rare to make a new Banjo game, we're not gonna get it because Rare doesn't make Banjo games. Or it's someone
The
else that
only
can make
way
it.
The
Platonic can
only
make
way we
it.
get exactly. That's the only way we're getting another Banjo game,
I'm
or
pretty
even
sure.
remakes for that
Yeah.
matter.
And honestly, I think remakes are probably gonna be it. I don't think people want a new game. I think they just want to see Banjo back in the spotlight for a little bit.
I think we're gonna get a new Banjo game someday. I think we'll get the remakes first. I think they'll do insanely well, especially if Microsoft does something crazy and puts them on the Switch. I
Yeah.
think they'll sell insanely well. It'll be like Crash. They'll be motivated to make a new game, and the quality
And
of the
then
new game is what
disappear
depends. I don't think they'll disappear
like
if
Toys
the
for
game is good.
Bob.
Well,
What the hell?
that's on Activision more than Toys for Bob.
Well, Activision and Sega have both been making some weird decisions lately.
Yeah,
Like the
I
whole
don't even want to
Blizzard
say weird.
debacle with Hong
Yeah,
Kong, and then
yeah,
there. I like Call of Duty. Hey, we talk about it every time, but Toys
right.
for Bob and what was that? Vicarious Visions. They both
Vicarious.
have amazing like talent, and they're like, here, go make
They're
Call of
wasting
Duty.
it. Exactly.
Call of Duty, which
It's
needs no help.
it's a shame, but what are you gonna do?
It's like if it's if this made me laugh. If Nintendo R&D, that's the main company, right? The main studio, right? Nintendo R&D,
Uh,
or is it
EPD.
Or whatever? If they just
Yeah,
said,
that.
okay, you guys go make Pokemon now.
Oh my God,
You guys go
yes.
join Game Freak over there. No more Mario.
Um, hey, I know you guys just made Odyssey, but Sakurai needs help making the
Yeah,
next Fire Emblem character. Can you guys
yeah.
hop over there for a few weeks?
God, and the only reason I say Pokemon is because both Pokemon and Call of Duty are like the only two like yearly series right now,
Right.
and they're both like making piss poor games. Well, give or take, but
Yeah, varying quality, but yeah, I get what you
it's
mean.
just funny.
Right.
Uh, again, I guess this episode baseline problem, missed opportunity. I guess that's what
I
the
know,
title of this
right?
episode, missed opportunity.
We've gone on so many tangents that that should exactly be the
Yeah,
title.
missed opportunity. Like, yeah,
Hey, but we got basically an hour out of it, so can't
yeah.
complain there.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I'm excited for E3. Look forward to our predictions discussion in the coming weeks.
I am on the same page there. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the day E3 rolls around, and I'm gonna get disappointed. But oh,
I don't want to hype you up too much or anything. I don't think we're going to be disappointed. I really think Nintendo's going to bring it.
what? Right now, I'm like trying to form like predictions for a future episode, but I'm I'm just thinking, what new can
I
Nintendo
mean,
bring?
like, okay, I know this isn't predictions or anything, but worst case scenario, we show up to E3 day. We're getting Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD.
Again,
We're
it's a
seeing Breath of
remake.
the Wild. Well, yeah, but
We've seen it
still,
before, but yeah.
I'm excited. Breath of the Wild 2 will get showcased. It'll have a spring 2021 release window, not 21, 2022. We may see not Fire Emblem. We may see
Maybe.
Splatoon 3. Well, yeah, I think we will, but I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Uh, 2D Metroid will probably be there. A new
Metroid is an
Smash
anomaly.
character.
Metroid is an anomaly.
I would agree, but 2D Metroid's coming.
And even if we don't like, if we see Mario, which I doubt it, because we just got 3D World, but I want to see something new, not a new IP, but like a new game in a series that hasn't got a release in a while. Not. I'm not talking
Pikmin
like
4. Pikmin
no.
4.
I'm not talking about like Pikmin or F
Pikmin
Zero.
4.
I'm not talking about like that old. I mean like Donkey Kong or Mario Kart
It's like
or
it's rumored. Oh my
hmm.
god. I'm hoping for Mario Kart, but I don't. When Zippo released that article saying that Mario Kart was going to be announced at E3, it seemed like Spawn Wave, like everyone kind of jumped on
Yeah, Omni.
that. Yeah, happening. So I don't know what to believe. But
I just
a
don't
little bit,
see.
one last side tip.
I just don't
Guys,
see a new Mario Kart though, because I don't know.
here's my
Mario Kart
side
8 sales
tangent.
are still doing good, and then Tour and Live just
I
came out.
agree. But here's the thing. If Breath of the Wild 2 is not the holiday game, what is? It's not going to be just
Oh God,
Pokemon.
yeah, I forgot about that slot.
What is it going to be? They're not going to make Zelda remasters
Uh,
a holiday title. They're not going to make 2D Metroid a holiday title. They're not going to make a Fire Emblem remake a
Donkey
holiday
Kong,
title.
no.
Donkey Spawn Wave is saying Donkey Kong is coming out next year. I don't think Donkey Kong would be a holiday title either, but think that's the closest we get.
Fuck, I don't know. The only
Mario Kart. Mario Kart.
that
That's
was
the
a
only
summer title though.
I don't know, but Mario Kart seems like the best bet we've got for a holiday title if they have something other than Pokemon, and I can't see them not.
Mario and Luigi, I guess maybe.
No. If it's
I'm
going to be a
trying to
holiday
think of
title,
like
it's
what other games took holiday slots other than Zelda or Mario.
2018 was Smash, 2019 was Pokemon, and I feel like they had
Well,
something
Pokemon
else
is every
around
year, but
Luigi's Mansion,
oh right,
technically.
a brand new IP that everyone will magically be excited for somehow.
A new IP is not going to sell Switches. It'd be cool.
It's just
It's either,
that'd be funny
frankly,
though.
it's either. I think Breath of the Wild 2 has a good chance of coming out this year. I know people are kind of saying February, March of next year. I think they can have it ready for the holiday.
Did
I'm
you
not
hear
expecting
about?
it.
Sorry,
What's up?
did
No,
you
you're
hear
good.
about the Xbox rumor where they're like, "Oh, we thought Breath of the Wild 2 was coming out last year."
Yeah, I saw that.
That's
I think
interesting.
they said they thought Metroid Prime was also coming out last year. So I don't know
So
what was
maybe
going
it
on there.
was, and they just said pandemic, and now I guess they
It
have a huge
restarted
library of games.
development. No.
I don't know.
Metroid Prime 4 is not coming out until next holiday at the earliest. I'm expecting 2023, frankly.
And again, even if Retro Studios is making Metroid Prime 4, first of all, why weren't they doing it from the beginning? But that's another story. But two, what
Yeah,
was Rare doing? Nothing?
right.
Waiting for that. They're like, oh shoot, they're announcing a new Metroid Prime. Let's wait for them to fuck it up, and then we can hop in. They're
Well,
like,
they were apparent. Retro was apparently working on a new IP because we saw new characters in that one picture that they gave Reggie when he retired.
I don't remember
And
that.
I don't know if that just was horribly run, got scrapped really far into development, but
I mean,
they
how
did
bad could it
nothing.
have been?
They did
How
nothing
far?
to show for.
Yeah.
Exactly. They did nothing to show for between February of 2014 and January of 2019, minus the DK Tropical Freeze port
hmm
for the Switch. And I'm not counting that.
I
That's
wonder.
nothing.
I wonder if Bandai Namco. Well, I don't know how big Bandai Namco is, but they have a lot. They're a company that has a lot of projects at once. Like they
Exactly.
have the anime fighting games. They have their own series, probably Pokemon Snap. I think at the time, the DX version of Pokemon Tournament. So they had a
Yeah.
lot of stuff on there. My Hero 2 just came out like what last year or the year before. Like they have a
Yeah.
lot of stuff on their plate. So either I assume that they were too busy with new Pokemon Snap or that they just I don't know. It's just
I think they had a vision for Prime 4 that was not aligned with Nintendo's, but they gave them the benefit of the doubt, and someone came in for quality assurance or whatever, saw what they were doing, and just said, if we keep this up, this game is going to sell like shit, and we're going to have no reason to deal with Metroid again.
but
Let's actually put some effort into this.
who came to who though, I wonder because like
Yeah,
It's Rare's property at the end of the. I mean, not Rare. Retro Studios' property at the end of the day.
that's what I want
It's
to get. Like, did Nintendo just not bother going to retro because of a game they were working on, or did Nintendo just think that
it's so
let's
weird to
give
me.
this IP to somebody new and see if they can come up with something fresh? Either way, I
I mean,
don't get it.
Bandai Namco is not a bad choice, but it's just a weird.
No,
It's really weird to
but it
me.
should have gone to retro from the beginning.
Yeah. Again, unless they're
Like
working
it,
on another project, which what
where
is that?
it's been
Yeah,
7 years.
it's
Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze came out 7 years ago. Where
may
is their new game?
well, I guess they technically had to work on the port a little bit.
That's a
Again,
little bit. They
a
added
little bit.
Funky Kong.
Um, they were working on F Zero or not F Zero. The Star Fox Racer, and then they scrapped it, and then they went over back to Prime 4 development.
I think that rumor was just a lost in translation thing for that Star Fox Racing update that Starfield got post launch.
Yeah. Uh,
Like that's too lined up to not make sense for me.
yeah. Again, but that's like the only answer I can think of because there is nothing. It's either Rare was doing absolutely nothing, or Rare, god damn it,
Retro.
Retro was doing absolutely nothing, or
No
I
way.
don't know. This I feel like we always talk about Metroid Prime 4, always, and it's just this mysterious entity that will never get
Prime
answered.
4 and Bayonetta 3. Those two are just the
Well,
we got
Bayonetta
announced
3,
5 minutes after we went into
yeah,
development. Wait.
yeah, and then Bayonetta 3 is it's different because it's platinum, right? Platinum.
Yeah, Platinum.
It's not well. They also worked on Astral Chain, but again,
Oh yeah,
this
they've been
is
kept busy too.
yeah. It's not Nintendo. I mean, it's Nintendo owns part of it, but it's not really
Yeah.
Nintendo. Metroid is like a big IP. Big in but it's Nintendo. It's a face. It's one of the classic faces of Nintendo. It's and then obviously I don't know how big the Prime series was as a whole, but it's
Not
not
very big.
not as crazy as Bayonetta. And if it's if with Nintendo or Retro, whoever is making it, it's not. It's more of like where is it? But with Bayonetta, because it's platinum, because it's like Sega, it's like I don't. It's a. It's not like I'm begging for it to come out unless you're like a
Yeah.
super fan. But if it's like in a third party company, then I'm like, okay, it's fine if I wait.
Yeah.
But because this is
And that's
Nintendo, it's just like all these questions arise. If that makes sense.
it's just a matter of what was Retro doing for 5 years roughly.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure they're working on something. I don't know if it just didn't meet their expectations or they just kept bouncing project to project to project with no luck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I even after the Prime 4 delay announcement, I really would have thought that we would have seen Retro's game.
Yeah.
At this point, I can't see it coming out. It's Prime 4. What happened the last half decade? I don't know.
All right. I think we need to wrap it up here pretty soon.
Yeah,
Uh,
I could go on forever on this
yeah.
random
Well,
stuff.
we can at least tell you that you can look forward to. Well, let me edit the first episode, the other episode first. But we can at least assure you that we are going to be doing a E3 direct predictions. Maybe even have a guest. Who knows? And
Hopefully.
Scott the Waz secret announcement. No, I was kidding.
He's too busy working. He's too busy eating food at IKEA.
Oh yeah,
He hasn't even gotten episode 200 done. He's
I
busy.
know. Wait, is that the next episode? Is that why there hasn't been a
That's
video?
why
Okay.
he's taken another month off. Yes.
Okay. I was like, oh, like I didn't know it was the 200th episode. I knew he was working
Yeah,
on it,
it's
but
it's gonna be a big special.
yeah, and I know he was working on like other things too, because like he's like, oh, if you have a green screen, let me know, and you can be in a video.
That's
And
what it's
then
for.
the other thing, it was like, show me that you're in an earthquake. So anyway,
But yeah,
it's
Scott the
actually
Woz.
John Cartwright. No, okay.
Okay, don't leak
Okay.
that.
Anyway, but E3 predictions, it's gonna be hype, it's gonna be big, and we have to react to it together this time. We didn't do that last time for the February one, but
See
we
what
have
I
to.
can do. I'll see
Request
what I
it
can do.
off.
I will try.
I'm
Oh,
requesting the whole week off.
I
Just kidding.
have Monday, Tuesdays off, so that's no problem.
Yeah,
I will be here.
Yeah.
We'll see if I can record it live or whatever.
yeah.
I'd be
All
down
right.
there.
What else? And then the next episode, which if there's nothing, I'm betting Pokemon's coming in the next week. Or well,
I think Pokemon will be early June. I think it'll be a week before E3.
really? I think it was in
I
May
do.
last year. Every single
It
year,
was
May, right?
No,
It was
actually, it
June.
was late June for last year when they announced Snap, and it was literally a week before E3 2019 in 2019. June
And
both times.
then they had that weird like Pokemon like conference thing in June or May
That was
for
in
Let's
May in
Go for
20
Let's Go.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
May in 2018, but that's the last time it's been in May.
Was that a Poke press conference? Like the
It
one
was
with
a press conference
Oh, it
that
was
we
okay.
didn't see, and they just dropped the
Hmm.
trailer once they announced it in Japan.
I know that they did the one in 2019 or 2020, it was 2019 it had to be.
2019 and 2020 were directs, essentially.
Really? Well, I know that they had a
Yeah.
Poke press conference that I reacted to where they announced Sleep and
Oh, that
um
was, want to say that was
Detective Pikachu.
20. No, that had, okay. That had to have been 2018, like a couple weeks before, like Sword and Shield release date
Yeah.
thing in early June. So I
That
know what you're
that
talking about.
that must have been like the same type of event, but
Yeah, I think it was.
it was so weird because like Let's Go wasn't even formally announced. It
No,
was weird. It
it
was the
just got a
weirdest
trailer.
thing.
Yeah,
Anyway, so I guess wait, that's it.
that's
Sorry.
it.
I want to talk more, but it's too long now. And
There will be another time.
yeah,
Believe me, the
we
E3
will.
predictions I promise you will be 2 hours long.
Yeah, what
I
I
I'm
need to
working on
formulate
my
them.
article for I'm working on my article for my site. It's pretty much complete, and it's a long list.
Yeesh.
It's gonna be hype.
All right, quick wild card. Ready? It's Minecraft, but also, never mind, never mind. I was gonna make a
I was gonna
joke,
say, what are
but
you going off on?
okay. No, it's a Smash trailer. It's the Minecraft world stage, okay?
Mhm.
And then the
Okay.
link randomly appears,
Uh-huh.
and then they're like, Breath of the Wild 2 has been canceled, but here's a Zelda mashup pack.
And then some random TNT from Crash drops. It explodes. Sakurai comes on screen. Oh, you thought we were announcing Crash? No, it's Jonesy from Fortnite, bitches.
Yeah. Oh,
I
the reason
quit.
why Crash was in the trailer was because Mario is. I'm sorry, not Mario. Dr. Mario is coming to Crash on the Run, along with Danimals.
They made me film this, so you know what? Fuck you, Nintendo.
Yeah.
I quit. The final Smash
Yeah.
character is not coming out. It
Yeah.
was gonna be Pink Gold Peach.
It was gonna be Waluigi. Sorry, I quit.
That would be the best thing ever to end on. I feel
Yeah.
bad for him and the Waluigi fans, but oh my
Yeah.
god, could you
But
imagine?
was there any Waluigi fans, or was that just a meme? Like, and then people are like, "Oh,
No, there's
that might have been
absolutely
a good idea,"
Waluigi fans.
because like
People want him.
people like that weren't even in the Smash community, like PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, they
It's
were
true.
like making memes about Waluigi
They were
being
in
in
it for the
Smash.
memes, but there are genuinely Waluigi fans.
And
Like I've seen
Etika,
them
I
since
guess.
Smash 4. Yeah.
Ooh, well, I just had like a really bad idea. Like they're just like the final character is Etika. Like
If
not a
they
Mii
wouldn't
fighter, own custom moveset.
No, if they wouldn't even add Reggie or Iwata to Smash,
They
I
did.
love Etika
Mii's.
as Mii's. And Etika's in Smash 2 as a Mii.
No. They didn't
Yeah.
formally announce it. Etika was never in a trailer, but I mean,
Well, Etika's not as cool as Abraham Lincoln.
I don't think we should go there because there's actually been some controversy that came up about Abraham Lincoln recently.
I didn't even know I'm not
Yeah.
going there. Let's talk about, was it Ice Cube or Ice T or something like that in that trailer? I don't remember.
We're actually getting Lil Nas X, but the stripper version of him.
Where do I send my money?
The modding community probably already has one of the.
Perfect. I will go search them out as soon as we're done filming.
Well, you actually enjoyed that?
No! I had to make the gay joke. The gay joke.
I,
Anyways,
okay. Sorry.
what a way to end off.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. You're just like I had to make the gay joke. What?
Joke.
All right.
Me be a minority. All right.
Thank you
But
guys so much for watching.
We'll see you next time for
Yeah,
the
we'll
E3
see. Yeah,
predictions.
it'll be big. Trust me, it'll be
It'll be
about
great.
a 24-hour long prediction episode.
You can start watching it when we release it, and it'll take you
Yeah,
till up past when
up
the
up
direct is
until the
finished.
direct. Yeah,
No,
and
it'll
then
be
we'll
finished.
react.
You will miss the direct because my predictions are so important.
Like, and you're only allowed to watch our video. You're not allowed to watch Game Explain. You're not allowed to watch GVG. You're not allowed to
Do
watch
people
anyone.
do people still watch Game Explain?
Yeah, I do.
Hmm.
Have you
Once
not
they
heard
were
about
canceled.
what's his name? His house burned down.
Oh, I heard about that. I still follow him, but once the whole Andre stuff came out, I ditched it, went to GVG completely.
Um, and not what's his name? Steve and everyone else. I heard that they were defending him. I don't
No, they
know.
were not.
They're like there was some controversy, but he's still a nice guy.
They
Like he didn't.
tried once that like clip of the one episode of GVG came out, like they just said we're not talking about it anymore.
Yeah,
They didn't
I
want to
mean
get into it,
we
but
shouldn't either, but I
yeah,
still watch
no.
them because they still give like at least decent news, and they're the only news source I watch. So
I will
other than
stop in for
GVG, but
I'll stop in to see what discussions they're doing, but I haven't watched really anything from them
mhm.
since January.
I mean I watched the Triss and Triss show. Is pretty cool.
I didn't get
Anyway,
to know them much before I
yeah.
stopped watching, so
All right. Well,
okay.
thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the E3 predictions.
See
Bye.
you guys next time. Bye.